The inner weight, what a great man carries. A great man doesn't announce himself. He doesn't explain. He doesn't need to be seen. Because his greatness isn't built in front of a crowd. It's built alone. People confuse power with presence, noise with certainty. But the soul of a great man is quieter than that. He doesn't dominate the room. He anchors it. He carries weight. Not physical, not loud, but spiritual. The weight he carries is made of discipline, restraint, conviction. A dozen moments where he could have said more, taken more, betrayed more, and didn't. That's where greatness lives. Not in public moments, but in private decisions. A great man builds things others never see. Boundaries, values, a spine that doesn't bend when no one's watching. And he learns to be trusted not because he performs honor, but because he became it. Great men are often mistaken for ordinary ones. Because they don't speak until it matters. They don't react until it's needed. They live with a sacred delay. Impulse doesn't run them. Principle does. And his silence? That's not weakness. That's containment. A great man doesn't spill everything. He guards what matters. He speaks when the room is ready, not when his ego is. That's what separates him. Not ambition, but alignment. He knows what he stands for and, more importantly, what he won't kneel for. That clarity? It's not gifted. It's earned. Through loss, failure, and the kind of reflection most men run from. Greatness doesn't come from winning. It comes from carrying the right things. Carrying pain without bitterness. Success without arrogance. Power without addiction. And never confusing strength with cruelty. The soul of a great man is not loud. It doesn't demand to be seen. It doesn't wear a crown. It carries one quietly through fire, through silence, through choice. No one sees the real battles, not the ones that matter. They see the result but not the restraint. The achievement but not the sacrifice. Because the soul of a great man isn't shaped in public. It's built in silence. There are tests you don't post. Tests no one applauds. The test of biting your tongue when you could have humiliated someone, but didn't. The test of walking away when pride begged you to stay. Great men don't win because they're aggressive. They win because they're aware. And they've lost enough times to stop needing revenge. Because real greatness isn't about crushing others, it's about conquering yourself. The hardest battles are the ones no one will ever understand. Holding your word when breaking it would be easier. Staying loyal when no one would blame you for walking. Telling the truth when it would cost everything. And doing it with no witnesses, no reward. Just because it's right. That's the part people forget. Great men aren't perfect. They're scarred, wounded, marked by things they never mention. And still they show up. Every great man you admire has buried a version of himself. The weak version. The selfish one. The one who wanted the shortcut. And that funeral? It wasn't loud. It was private. People talk about greatness like it's glory. But Jung said what's not integrated becomes shadow. And the soul of a great man is the man who faced that shadow and didn't flinch. He doesn't need to post his pain. He doesn't need to be understood. He needs to be aligned. Because that's the true currency. Not status. Not applause. Self-alignment. Knowing who you are when no one else gets it. The soul of a great man isn't made by what he shows. It's made by what he carries alone. The apology he gave first. The weakness he admitted early. The discipline no one praised. The patience that cost him everything but built his character. The legacy of energy, what he leaves behind without speaking. A great man doesn't tell you who he is. He doesn't list his victories. He doesn't show his wounds. He walks into a room and something changes. You don't know why, but you feel it. That's what real greatness does. It leaves energy. A trail that doesn't need credit. A presence that doesn't fade. He may not be there anymore, but you sit differently. Speak differently. Choose differently because he once was. A great man leaves behind no noise. Only order. Order in how he made you feel. In what he refused to do. In the way he didn't need to dominate to be trusted. You didn't follow him because he asked. You followed him because he didn't flinch. He leaves behind integrity, not instruction. Because the truth is, he was never trying to build a following. He was building alignment. And people feel it in their bones. Most men chase legacy. A great man doesn't. Because he knows, if you have to be remembered loudly, you weren't present enough when you lived. He doesn't need statues. He leaves decisions. He leaves steadiness. He leaves people who are better just from standing near him. Jung said the task of a man is to become whole. Wholeness doesn't mean perfect. It means aware, balanced, quietly awake. And when a great man becomes whole, he doesn't pass on rules. He passes on strength. That's his gift. You don't remember what he said. You remember how you felt near him. Grounded, clear, unshakable, and maybe just a little braver. The soul of a great man is not what he builds. It's what he leaves behind in the souls of others. A sense that they can stand up straighter, speak more carefully, love more deeply, because they saw someone do it without needing recognition. So what is the soul of a great man? It's not something you describe. It's something you remember when you're alone. Greatness isn't how far he reached. It's how deep he stood, when everything was shaking and he didn't. If this story moved something and you don't chase it, become it. Watch the next video. Keep walking the long road. And remember, the great ones never looked for the spotlight, they carried it inside.